Trait leaves an ice clone with 60% of the hero's maximum health. See, so interesting. Like, can I still hit dual lance on another level up if I don't take it now? Like, or can I still hit an attack augment? Like, she's so much weaker without an attack augment. This gives her a lot of flexibility. Gives her a lot of flexibility. I don't know. Let's find out. She's a lot weaker without an attack augment, though, I feel. Especially early on. All right, y'all. You're all ready for this? Green chests right around. Let's go. Sometimes there's money right here. Yeah, look, there's like always money here. Let's go. Let's see. Whoa, 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 whoa. Watch where you're swinging that thing. Oh my god, an early key. What did I do to deserve that? You know what? I don't even want the chest right now. Unless we're getting early XP. Whoa, you best chill with those. This game is really good, man. Can you guys hear the audio and stuff all right? Because this music in this game is popping. Let's try to accentuate it a little bit. Accentuate it. I like that she could use her Y kind of like without chilling. See, I can just get away with doing all these attacks. So if I do get an attack augment with that, like a rat. Does anybody know what the Scarecrow actually does? I know it's putting this like red aura around everybody, but I don't think anybody's figured out like what it's doing, like actually. How's this game? Jay Burt, welcome on in. How are you? Esty has streamed 13 hours of this game in the past week. I'd say that's a positive review. It's so funny, right? Because that means everything to people that know me and like know what I do. That means that's enough, right? That means everything. But then like people that don't know me are like, Because to be honest, if I went into some spot for the first time and they were like, well, I played this forever. I'm like, well, yeah, but you know, yeah, that's... It's like your review and my review, not in a cocky way, but they mean two different things. You know what I mean? I don't know how to say that without sounding like a douche, but it's different, right? It's like LeBron James telling you like, bro, these sneakers are sick, and like some average Joe at the ballpark telling you, yo, these sneakers are really good for playing it, and trust me. You know what I mean? It's like two different like reviews kind of thing. LeBron James. Ah!
Look on me and despair.
Ah! Ay, papi. Can we ever stop shooting me? Can we stop chain healing too? Oh my god. Why are you facing me? I need some extra damage on her early. That's part of the problem, though. There we go. We needed that. Telling you, without her like some damage augments in the beginning, she struggles a bit, man. She's a little slow. I think we just gotta respect it, though. I don't think I can do much about it. So remember, at nighttime, you could actually get a couple more hits. You guys want a little tip here? there's definitely some room from like amateur to like professional play with like her. Remember nighttime, so she's all about like consuming her frost with her Y ability. That's where her burst is, right? But if you're just freezing somebody and then bursting, that's like all the damage you're gonna get, because while they're frosted, you're also doing more damage with your auto attacks, your X ability, right? So the trick is you want to get as much auto attacks as you can and then still consume the frost before it dissipates. That's the magic. But you also want to remember, so that's a lot quicker. You only get like 2 auto attacks, I think 3 maybe, if you're quick, before you have to dissipate and consume the frost during the day. But at night, it lasts way longer. I think it's like a 6 extra seconds on the 6 extra seconds on the frost. So you can get a lot more auto attacks in before you consume it. Jaybird, yeah, exclamation point, Ravenswatch. Also, if anybody has some basic questions, it's a quick little review on what I think about the game so far and stuff like that. There's like a little nutshell review as well. Nice level up there. Defense deals damage. Again, we do want some more damage here. Vulnerable is great too, though. I don't know which one's better.
Fit for a queen.
Does anybody know, like, how much value does vulnerability give you? Do we know? Does it say? Is there an encyclopedia thing? There's not in here. Interesting. I'm surprised. It's not the Tuma. We'll break that later. See, like, imagine I have attack augment here. Wait, aren't you guys supposed to be attacking her? My ghost? Oh, did it die already? Is that what's going on?
It's no more than a scratch.
Ah! Well, now I have to clear this. Wait, where'd everybody go?
I have earned my rest.
Cool. I don't know if these little ones are worth breaking. I mean, money's money, right? Oh, there's some big money up there. Let's go. I wonder how much this gives us. Let's figure that out. I want a number. I want numbers. 215 we have right now, chat. Why am I in here? $215. $100.
You are right to cower in fear.
What?
Fiends.
35? 135-ish? 130?
Look on me and despair.
She's... chest now. Well, this healer's a problem. Oh, we have 2 healers, no wonder. Dude, these healers. I don't have an attack augment. You can tell like how much harder it's making it. Nice dodge there. I got him to trigger his attack and not get hit. That was pretty cool. Let's pick this up beforehand because it could be a better odds that I level up something that matters. Special also sends 3 attacks in a cone, or defense also applies vulnerable. We'll go vulnerable here and let's try to level it up. We'll go get a tome soon. Extra damage to bosses. We're probably gonna need it. Wait, this is plus 4 damage. I'll just take the damage to bosses. We'll get a tome soon. Let me catch up on chat real quick. 60% of your max HP. It only has 60% of your max HP. It doesn't last long. Check out at all. Right. Yeah. The smallest one doesn't seem worth the time. It's like what, $4 or something like that. So total, we probably broke like what? Let's say 4 of them. Yeah, so there's a lot of it's a loaded question. Go over. There's a lot of ignorance, right? There's this, I don't know what the word is, a fallacy. There's something going around that people are passing, kind of like a disease, where the amount of time it takes them to beat something is how much content is in the game or how replayable it is. And in the genre of roguelikes, we know that that doesn't work, right? The genre of a roguelike is about replayability from run to run. So I think what happens is people are completing a run and then saying, I've seen everything. But if you're basing a game on value with how long it took you to beat it, go play a JRPG. You'll get infinite value. You'll be the happiest kid alive. But you're playing a roguelike, right? You're playing a game that's based on doing multiple runs and creating different builds and playing with different characters. So there's this like weird fallacy. There's this weird like disease going around where of ignorance that people don't understand. And so you'll get this amazing, phenomenal game that's like a unique, no other kind of game like it. Co-op, roguelike, almost action RPG vibe. And people are like, oh, but I can see all the content really quick. Oh, did you? Because I've been playing for I don't know how long now, 25, 30 hours, and I still didn't level up all the characters. I'm still playing on max difficulty, which took forever to get to. So it's weird, right? But in 20 minutes, you somehow saw everything, right? It doesn't. Again, it's an ignorance disease that's being passed around, and everybody falls for it. Like, just to show you like how silly people are, I played early access Have a Nice Death. That game had nothing in early access, right? It was stagnant. There's no enemy design. There's just cool boss fights and very flashy graphics, and people think they're getting infinite value. And that game had even less than this, right? Just to show you where people are at. It doesn't make sense. It's just
not all of them have been
that game came out 1.0, and dare I say, it's still 90% emptiness, and people are okay with it. Am I going mad? Am I going mad? That game is 80% gap between boss fight. That game is a boss battler where you have to walk for 5 minutes to get to the boss. And people don't care. What the hell? You bought a boss battler, but you can't just go to the bosses. What the hell? And people are trying to tell me it's good. Am I crazy? What the hell? I think I'm losing my marbles. Hello, Mr. Streamer. Is this game any similar to V Rising? It is. I don't want to give the wrong impression. So V Rising is kind of like this open world, almost Survivor. You're going to go get loot. You're going to build a base. Now, that being said, you have that similar perspective. You have abilities and stuff that you're going to be using kind of top down. So you got light vibes of that as far as visual and maybe controls and stuff. But that's it, right? This game is more of a session-based roguelike, but with vibes of an action RPG. Does that make sense? With vibes of like V Rising or top-down action RPGs. Yeah, Gover. I mean, I know that's a big question, but that this is something that I'm obviously in love. This is my genre. This is something I'm in love with. So I'm going to give you a very detailed answer, and you can choose to. Anybody here, I mean, can like either choose to disregard it or they can extract something from it. Like, right? That makes sense. But no matter what, I have to do my job and like educate, because if I see the genre, if I see the gaming industry and the environment that I'm in every day start to like spread this toxicity that's like not good for the industry, it's not good for its growth, then I have to speak up, right? Like I have to. Maybe in the combat, but not in the gameplay. Yeah, no, that's a good point. Yep. So pretty much imagine that you know, similar, you pick a character and they all have their own moves and abilities and how you use them. And then, oh man, let's go. Celerity. Misfits, can I see this chat flooded with some Misfit hellos? Some love in here. Let's really paint, let's show them what's up with a funky Friday. When the celebrate comes through, you know it's about to be a good time, baby.
Look on me.
What's up, man? I hope you had a good time today. I saw you were playing a little bit earlier. I'm sorry I couldn't say hi. Oh my god. Things are going crazy. What's happening? I see hugs flying around. Oh my. Krobner. A lot of first-time chatters. Van Caro, what's up?
Esty8nine.
Looking forward to more. Yeah, same, dude. This is one of the sickest foundations I've seen in forever. This is one of the sickest foundations I've seen in forever. What's going on, everybody? Nice to see you. Happy Funky Friday. Can I play Aladdin? It seems like everybody loves my Aladdin, and maybe that's the thing. Aladdin might be like this weird character that people are like, and everyone's like, yo, your Aladdin is sick. So yeah, I'll definitely play a lot of Aladdin today, for sure. He seems to be like one of my mains. It's funny. Nice to see you, dude. Thank you so much for the raid, man. If you guys are just coming in, thank you for stopping by, even if you're about to head out. I hope you had an amazing 11 out of 10 time with Celerity and hanging out with a friend of mine. If you guys haven't checked them out yet, please. And if you forgot, run back over there or click on that little shout out right there to make sure you give them a follow. I know that's another thing. It's like, damn, what was that streamer I was hanging out with last night? And it's like, bro, okay, yeah, courtesy reminder, go drop them a follow, drop some love before you come hang out on the Misfit couch. I swear not to backseat. I have probably more hours in this game than most people, so if you have something new to offer me, I'm all ears. Yeah, we're playing at max difficulty. We have quite a few amount of time in the game. We know a lot about it. We're pretty knowledgeable. I still have a lot of room to learn and grow. Like, I still have to get a lot better. I have some pretty... I want to say I have some pretty poor habits that have been taught to me through the easier difficulties. You get away with a lot more than you would at the higher difficulties. But I'm having an awesome time, man. I really think this is one of the coolest foundations for a game that I've seen in early access for a long time, and that's exactly where you want to be. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming through. If you guys have never been here, we specialize in kind of like these like roguelikes and indies and stuff like that, showcasing about 350 games a year, things like that. And yeah, if you have any questions or anything, just let us know. Wow, those guys all got one-shotted. I'll try to give some like basic feedback and tips and stuff. There might be a lot of people that saw the. Did anybody just start watching the game maybe for the first time today? I'll give a lot of. I can give a little bit. Oh, we aggro the top floor. Now, mainly here, we want to ignore these grunts, because they're going to keep coming anyway. We want to kill the big dogs. This is it's a tough spot. I don't have a lot of her damaging spells yet, so we have to be very conscious here. We aggroed everybody. And you're in a bad spot when you aggro the top floor as well. And she's not the tankiest. The good news is it was still nighttime, and at nighttime you can get a lot more out of your frost than during the day. It's not nighttime anymore, but you know what I mean. And the reason that was absolutely insane, dude.
I shall claim what is mine once
She needs some damage here. That was absolutely insane. I left no healing shrines anywhere. Yeah, that was a little rough, I'm not gonna lie. We should probably teleport back on the next teleport we find. Rude man, I want to hear. Oh no, dude, no problem. We talk a lot here. Banshee could they're either joking around or they can get lost anyway, which is totally fine. We do have a lot of really cool conversations here, and I love connecting with you guys, so it's gonna happen no matter what. Don't let anybody fool you. Ice skating feels underwhelming for me. It's an extra move that she gets that a lot of other characters don't get. You can go through enemies and use it for very high momentum. You can also use it to put frost back on creatures, to dodge. I'm also using it to leave a clone behind right now. There's plenty of ways to utilize it. Plenty of ways to utilize it. Do you feel like the game would feel better if you could like fully control? I think it gets a lot more weird with controller if it was fully aiming and stuff. I think it's totally fine the way it is now. I do see what you're saying as well, if you could like really choose where to put it. But yeah, it's interesting because so like for the grenade, for instance, she normally just tosses it right above her, right? But you could also get a move where she throws it in front of her, and you're saying if you pick that upgrade, should you be able to control it? It is an extra layer, it just more impacts like controls and what you're going for. Or here it's like a little bit more simple. I feel like some ranged characters are forced to be too heavy melee. Ranged characters have to be too melee. Can you explain? I'm more just trying to understand what you're referring to. Range character. Okay, so we're talking like Pied Piper. Maybe Elsa here. Let's teleport back to base here.
Look on me and despair.
So like, look how much like the ice did right there, right? Like, look how I'm just allowed to like nail these people down just because of that ice move, right? Like, that is definitely not nothing.
Many thanks, my dark-feathered friend.
Like, if you want to put vulnerable on enemy as Pied Piper, you have to be right next to them. Oh, I see what you're saying. So, like, some of the moves are, like, encouraging you to get close. I see what you're saying. I think that's part of the design, I want to say. So I'm trying to think of a world where, imagine that a ranged character was just a stereotypical ranged character. They throw everything, just kite enemies. I think that could cause further problems, right? Because think about that world. It's just kite enemies, stay away from them, right? That's the game, right? And all of a sudden they're just this kite character. And I actually kind of like what they're trying to create, where you have to engage in close range, and if you want to do certain things, right? Like if you want to heal your teammate with Pied Piper, right? It's hit multiple characters with that move and people will get healed or whatever. So he kind of has to dash in there and then go back to like kiting and shooting and staying away. And I think I like those tension points a lot, because it forces you to engage with the enemies instead of it becoming what a lot of range characters kind of become, which is Kite City, right? Even in a lot of action RPGs, it's like they're just a lot more powerful because you don't have to engage in that world. And so I really like what it causes there. I see what you're saying. I don't oppose to it. I see what you're saying, but I think I like that. Think about, so it's easy to see like, okay, this kind of sucks because I have to get close, but now imagine a world where everything is ranged, right? Like you just shoot everything. They're now all of a sudden they're the stereotypical ranged character, right? Just stay away from enemy. You don't even really need to worry about them. All of a sudden, every ranged character is gonna be kind of like mindless in the game, right? And that's kind of the action RPG vibe that people already don't like, where you just don't have to engage, you kill people from far away. So I kind of like that they have this ranged capability, especially with a team. You can kind of stay far away anyway, but then you do have to get in there and engage. I like that. I think that's awesome, because I don't like the counter. I think it's more that I don't like the counter of it. Is it similar to Hades? I wouldn't say so. I mean, sure, I could come up with similarities, but I think it's a lot easier just to say, like, no. I like your brain. I follow. Thank you so much. Again, we do a lot of... Does time tick while you're in there? We do a lot of professional deep dive and game consultation. Like, devs will hire us to, like, look at their game privately and dig deep in it. So we have a lot of cool, like, deep design that could help you look at games differently. Some people don't like it, but it's what we do. You know, it is what it is. I can't help it. Let's do longer vulnerability. I hit that. We had a lot of money there, a lot more damage. Dude, I really appreciate all the love, guys. It means a lot to me, for sure. It's Funky Friday. We're going to be doing a lot of chatting. Today's kind of a laid-back day for us. A lot of interaction with y'all, stuff like that. I hope you guys don't mind. But yeah, you guys will also learn tips and tricks and stuff. But yeah, like Celerity said, I could totally see why people would say that. Like, it's supposed to be a ranged character, why do I have to get in? But I think that's a good thing, right? That could be a really cool plus here. It makes the learning curve harder, right? Because you got to get near the enemies and stuff like that. But I think ultimately it's a really cool thing. I think all the character design in this game is so cool. Like, think about it, right? I went on a rant about this yesterday. Think about it. Beowulf, the guy that's supposed to just run in and spin to win, right? Think about his design. He's one of my favorite characters, right? And I played him last because I was like, oh, okay, typical warrior guy. Ooga booga, spin to win. He has one of the most diverse kits, right? He can like pretty much like Super Saiyan Beowulf, right? He could pretty much like empower with his whelp. He can empower any move, right? So he pretty much has a kit and then like kind of like this super powered kit, depending on how you want to use him. And it makes him so diverse, right? So he can get in there and then like shield block everything, right? But then if you Super Saiyan it, if you use your whelp and empower your block, all of a sudden you're healing. He's the only character, the melee warrior, you know, the traditional, I'm the warrior. He's the only character that starts with an innate heal. He's the only character that starts with a heal. That's so cool. That's so cool. And he can like heal the team too. You can like power it up and like heal your team. That's awesome, right? He's so fun to play. And that was the last character I tried. And I'm like, wow, this is a good warrior design. I usually don't care for warriors. They're kind of just mindless. No, this is a really fun character, right? Like, man, like the character design in this game, and that's also what you're paying for. And so I want to educate people you see mixed reviews because people rather get shallow with a lot of numbers to feel like they're getting a lot. They don't care if you're tricking them. So give them 20 characters, but even though they're just starting with a different basic perk, right? They just start with a different basic or start with a different power up that you can pick on any run anyway. And now they're a brand new character, right? You can get 20 of them. Oh my God, look at all these characters. But if you get well-designed, unique characters, right? And you still get 6 of them on early access, but you get a well-designed, diverse characters that play different from each other. People are like, I don't know. I don't like it. This is a demo, right? Because people want numbers. They just want to feel like they're getting a lot. I could give you no content, right? Like nothing can change. I don't even have to have enemy design. I'll just have enemies walk towards you. No enemy design. None, right? But as long as I give you a menu so you feel like you're making progress, you'll think there's a lot of content, right? So you'll die, you'll go to your meta tree, right? You'll go to your meta tree and be like, oh, +1 damage, golden star. Good job. There's a lot of content here for you. And people are like, oh my God, be more like this game. It has a lot of content for us. Look, right? And we call that the carrot, right? They'll put a carrot in front of you. And people are like, yeah, game should be like this. Look at all the content that there's here, right? And they know it, right? They got you, right? They got you. Oh, +1 damage, +1 defense, +1 speed, right? And they'll put you on the treadmill, and you'll think there's a lot of content. And guess what? So you'll go to games like Ravenswatch on release, and you'll be like, demo, mixed review. I don't like it, right? Because they're not baiting you. They're actually giving you content. They're giving you content, but you'd rather be baited and think you're getting more bang for your buck. That's the problem. And that's why people like me, I have to speak up because it's toxic. People are going to keep designing around poor design to bait you into thinking, because it works. It's not their fault. It works. You're telling them, the masses, not you guys, but like the masses are telling them that's okay. Bait me. Just trick me into thinking there's content, and I'd rather have that. And it works. That's what sells. So that's the problem. That's why this is at mixed reviews, and it's sad. I have to speak up about it. And I know a lot of you are just gonna be like, I'm out of here. This guy talks too much. But this is my world, right? I create content and I try to introduce people to the love of gaming and show, you know, like kind of like remove the filters and be like, hey, this is why this is so cool, right? This is deep. But if I see these bad trends, I have to speak up about it. I have to, right? It's sad. It's really sad to see. So yeah, I can also be a bad guy, but it is what it is, right? It is what it is. We're on 9? Yeah, we're on difficulty 9, if anybody's asking. I believe it's max difficulty. Max difficulty.
Liberating reverie is long and paved with terrors.
You don't like many games too? Let the people make their comments. This game is so far from being good. I don't know what that means.
There are still foes to be dealt with here.
Good rant, +2. What up, White Bubbles? How are you? Tiki, welcome on in. Feel free to @ me, guys, if I missed any questions about the game or anything I can help you guys out with. If somebody didn't answer you, I'm sure my mod team, stuff like that, will answer for you. If it's like generally asked questions, but if nobody answered you, feel free to @ me. If I missed it, I apologize. I'm sure you can imagine it's hard to keep up sometimes.
Look on me and despair.
Look on me in despair. So you guys want some Elsa tips? You only have one more day. So one of the things that we're dealing with here, we do have a key. I'll show you guys an elite spot. One of the things we're dealing with is we have less time. We actually have a half a day less on this difficulty. Can I just go in here? So one of the really cool tips is Elsa is all about getting as much damage as you can from Frost and then consuming it before it disappears with Y, with your special. And so one of the tricks is that changes whether it's daytime or nighttime. And at nighttime, you can get a lot more value from Frost before you have to consume it. And that's one of the biggest mistakes I see. So that's a big one. Yeah, that's a big Elsa tip is don't consume frost too early at night. That's a big one. And you'll see yourself get a lot more value out of her. Like, keep in mind that I didn't start with any attack augment, so she has the attack doubler where she throws 2 frost bolts at the same time. And she has one where she like homing shots. I don't have either one of those, and you can see we're still trying to get a lot of numbers out because we're utilizing that frost before we consume it. That's a big one. This guy is really tough. I totally can see myself using a Phoenix Feather here. Oh wait, what if I can utilize... Wow. I'm really just trying to utilize the doll, or whatever you want to call that, the clone. So the problem is these little troll things. Look how fast she gets her ice slide back. It's actually insane. Huge level up too. We actually toasted that guy to the socks. This one more burst probably will help with the boss. We have no legendaries.
A queen takes what is hers.
I wish we could do the legendary one. We need some power, but like think about even like what's happening right now. They built a foundation where you have subfloors in the like, do you know what they can build upon? There's like these mini dungeons that you go in. It's like not just the world, like they already have designs in place to make subfloors. How cool is that? You know what they could do with that stuff? Like little raid bosses down here where you have to gather up with your team and stuff like that. Like the design foundation here is amazing. Soundgarden, have a nice day. If you are heading out, I'm sorry I missed it. I missed it. Calling people silly because they don't like a game. Interesting. Calling people silly because they don't like a game. Nobody is telling people what to like. The problem is me calling people silly? No. The problem is people are grabbing this idea and bashing hard work. So it's the opposite. People that like said game are coming and bashing other games and tearing them down because they don't follow poor trends. That's the problem, and that's why we're speaking up. Nobody is saying not to like those games, but don't go to other games and bash them for not having that artificial content. That's the problem. So it's to just, and like I said from the beginning, it's to remove the ignorance. It's not to tell, it's fine to like that stuff. It's not fine to like that stuff and tear down other hardworking games, other phenomenal games because of these design decisions, right? And that's why we're trying to educate people to see the difference, right? Right now there's a fallacy that people think that the length of a run or how long it takes them to beat the game equals content. I beat this game really quick, so there's no content. But you're buying a roguelike. Isn't a roguelike based on replayability? If you stop playing Slay the Spire the first time that you beat the game and you think that's all the content, everyone else would laugh at you, right? Because the magic in Slay the Spire is how much you could replay it and how differently each run could go, right? You're not basing it on distance, right? We wouldn't even like that game if every run took 10 hours. Think about it. We don't like a lot of people didn't like Star Renegade, right? Think how long those runs were. They were like 8 hours a run. It was daunting because we're not basing it on run distance. It's based on replayability. That's why you're buying a roguelike. Welcome to the roguelike genre, right? So that's the problem, is people are taking this artificial stuff and spreading it like wildfire. This is a genre based on replayability, not how long it takes you to beat a run. That's the problem. That is the problem. So we have to speak up about it. It's not telling people what to like. It's just stopping the ignorance. There's a difference. Why am I a bad guy for that? Why am I a bad guy for that? You're a bad guy for stopping ignorance and just trying to educate people? Why? No one's telling them not to like the other stuff, right? No one. It's just trying to remove the ignorance so we know how to communicate. Because if we start bashing people, right, especially when there's good design because we want like the artificial stuff, that's not right. But if we could say, hey, this game has good design, it's just not for me. I want to, you know, I kind of want to stuff the grind. I want the treadmill. That's fine. You need to know how to communicate that. No one, like, it's totally fine not to like this game. Nobody's saying that. I want to make sure that's clear. I don't know if we can take this on, but we're gonna try. I hope that makes sense. That is important. That is important.
Prepare to meet your doom.
You described self-awareness. Yeah. I mean, again, yeah. Again, I get that this is like a very unique channel. A lot of you probably want to just go to a stream and like just play the game streamer, and like you want them to be like this juggling, like, you know, putting on a juggling act for you, and that's what you came. And I get it. I get that. There's nothing wrong with wanting that either, right? But then that doesn't mean going to another channel and they're not doing that makes them bad. But people approach games like that. We have 10 seconds left. Improve a random upgrade 3 times. I'm gonna go experience. Wait, experience might have been bait. Yeah, we're not getting our ult anyway. I've been so sidetracked. We have about 1 minute left. We don't really have time for anything. This is gonna be a long boss fight. I want to catch up on chat. There's a lot of cool conversations going on. Also, guys, please, thank you so much for being like respectful to each other. That's really important here. We will not, don't like attack anyone, tear anybody apart. You know, if you're unsure, just leave it to me. Like, keep it good with each other. We don't know what avenues people are coming from. We don't know what they're dealing with. You know, sometimes, like, you know, there's been plenty of times where I come to chat because I have an ignorance around things. And that's a lot of gamers, right? That's okay. We don't need to tear them apart for it. It's about like kindly educating people. We don't need to attack anybody to teach them, right? Because then we become a bad guy as well. But it's more just trying to educate. And I will also say that, like, yeah, kindness outweighs educating. This is gonna be a tough fight here. Let's get some vitality at least.
Silence abounds. It is the calm before the storm.
Wow, there's been so many people coming through today. Wow, guys, thank you. I really appreciate that. There's been a lot of homies. Usually I keep track of like every follow and like who I'm meeting. You level so much more and quicker in co-op? There's a lot more enemies in multiplayer. It's really tough sometimes, actually. We did a lot of co-op 3-man, and it is scary.
Look on me and despair.
Is it nighttime right now? No, it's soon, though. We'll get a lot more value soon on the frost. Do these guys go after the tentacles at all? Alright, I'm gonna do my best here, chat. This guy is full HP. We didn't kill any tumors. It's a bit of a... This is gonna hurt. Her movement is so important. Oh, I could use that to absorb hits. I actually never saw that interaction. If I put it closer to you, will you chill? Oh, it does go for him. Wait, he didn't even target me there. Dude, there is some love flowing today. Happy Friday, y'all, for real. Doesn't this music get you like pumped? You know something's going down. Luckily, we still have some Phoenix. No, I missed the vulnerable. Missing the vulnerable is pretty bad there. Watch watch out for the other tentacle. That's a big thing in these fights. It gets harder and harder, and I feel like the tentacles will get longer and longer, but the big one is the tentacles, like, surprising you. Like, you'll be fighting one, and the other one will, like, randomly reach you. You gotta be very careful. Sometimes I'll try to save the stagger for that shooting part. Oh, that hit! That hit me! Let's get behind my thing. Nope, 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 nope.
Look on me and despair.
Drop healing, please. Thank you. Ah! Wait, go for that, not me. No! Oh, her ability dragged her in. I thought I could like use it and then go backwards, but she's like stuck going forwards. Noted, noted, noted. Noted. Oh, I used my vulnerability. There we go. Keep in mind I didn't make it to my ults. We wasted some abilities. Good damage. This fight's gonna take a while, man. I didn't come in here with the best kit. Fun fact, those little damaging auras, like the pools that they release, you can raise people even standing in it. So what I mean is, usually any damage will cancel you reviving your teammate. That damage from that will not. You could still res people on it and go for it. You could also multi-res with your team and res them even faster. Pretty cool. We gotta go. This is a pretty good fight considering our build is pretty poor, right? She's giving me a lot of safety, the little clone. No. No, I did it again! I did it again, Esty! Come on, stop going forward. All right, I'm gonna have to learn that a couple more times the hard way before I learn to not do that anymore. That's 2 deaths now because of that mistake. That's so funny. I screwed that up. All right, I could have probably took it down even more if I didn't screw that up. A little tilted, little tilted.
Look on me and despair.
I respect him not attacking this section. All right, don't make the same mistake. Don't make the same mistake. Ah! Yep, that's one of those times. Man, they are catching me off guard. No, not me, him. Thanks for protecting me. All right, let's do this right this time. This guy could have been dead here if I didn't screw it up. One more cycle, but I don't know if we're gonna make it. It's a law by fall. I mean, maybe we should just keep going face. We gotta back up here. Stop ice skating, please. Woo! That was for you, chat. That was you. That was you. I'm just here. That was you. Woo! Hot got tamales, baby. It's Funky Friday. Let's go. GG's in the chat. Oh, I'm not gonna lie, that one worked up a sweat a little bit. We had a really bad build going on. I had to work for that overtime. When obtaining magical objects, this is another really cool thing. You guys want to hear more praise? Every character, not only do you unlock stuff for that character, so the way you build them in the future runs will get more diverse, right? They're showing you like the foundation. The idea is you're going to play the character and then you're going to get even more cool stuff. It's the same you would in other games like Spire character. You play it and then you get more of the advanced cards and stuff. But you're also getting new objects you unlock with each character, and those make a work for every character. Those are things that every character could find. So you're also adding stuff to the pool for every character through the characters you use. So every character can now find this. When obtaining magical objects, you get +1 more choice.